Hello YouTubes, this is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough for Minecraft 1.12.2. So last episode we set up a digital miner from Mekanism out in the forest, and it has been chugging along. And while it has been chugging along, I've just been sort of doing stuff. I've got a lot of ore coming in. I'm now up to like 1,700, and that's after smelting a few hundred, or I should say crushing and smelting the dust of a few hundred. So that's up like, probably like 1,200 iron over a few hours ago when I set up the digital miner. Made a few adjustments, pulled in two more compacting drawers for lapis, because I went from like, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 lapis now to like almost 1,400. And apatite was another one. And switched some things around a bit. Then, what else did I do? Oh, I've had to put expansions into a lot of the drawers now, which is a good problem to have. But like, for instance, this starts out at only 8 stacks. And you can see now I've got 26 stacks of iron ore at the number 4 slot. So if you, with an open hand, if you crouch with the shift key and click on there, you can see I've put an upgrade in. That's a diamond level upgrade. So I've done that to several drawers. Any of the drawers that are over 512 or will soon be over 512. So I got over 512 there. I think I put them in here for the tin, and I think I put them in here just for good measure because I know I'll get there eventually on the osmium. In fact, I think I was there on the osmium, but I just pulled out a bunch to crush them. I am making dust as I wander around and putter around my base. I took down the latex extractor for the rubber logs and also the latex, well, I guess it's the tree fluid extractor and the latex, whatever. I took those down. I think I have quite enough plastic for now. I can always put them back up later. In their place, I put the manufactory up. I wanted to make some more silicon. And then also, as you can see here by the 4,800 sand that I have, I took the glider out to the desert and kicked the snot out of the desert for a bit with a vein miner, and put like a whole crap ton of sand in here so that I can make more silicon. Don't know how much more I'm going to need, certainly not that much, but I did want to go ahead and build up a stock of the silicon ingots, which can then be turned into the silicon balls, so that I can retire the manufactory back to its display case. So I've got that cruising along. One of the things I had to do, I started making some Applied Energistics bits for our ME inventory system. This thing was going mighty slow, so I put some acceleration cards in, just to sort of show you. Let's see, what could I show you? If I go grab some silicon, because I'm going to need more of those, I am sure. So, where are my little balls? Here we go. That came out strange. So, keep the osmium flowing. So if we put these in here without these, and we're going to do the silicon press, so the inscriber doesn't take stacks. You can make an AE2 stuff version of the inscriber that will take stacks, so I might have to get around to that. But I wanted to sort of stick with this one for right now. And you can also wire this into your ME system and make stuff that way. But if we take a look at this, so you just sort of stand there, and while that's not super slow, the fact that you just have to sort of keep standing here and feeding it is sort of a pain in the butt. So it starts feeling real slow when you got to make like 32 of these bad boys. However, when you put this in, it starts to feel a lot faster, And while it's still not fun to make 32 of them in a sitting, it gets the job done. So if anybody's playing along at home and sort of working their own way through the Enigmatica 2 Expert, when you get to the Inscriber, I recommend these. These acceleration cards aren't too bad to make. So that's one thing I've been doing. Yeah, so other things that I've been doing, we made the ME controller as the gateway into Applied Energistics. I made 8 ME drives. That's overkill, but I had 8. You make circuit boards or whatever they are. And let's take a look at them. So let's see. So you make these guys in versions of 8. Or I should say these guys. So I had 8 of them, so I figured I'd go ahead and make them. I was sort of on a roll, just sort of puttering around, doing multitasking, grinding up ore, smelting ore, alloying some stuff in the alloy furnace, building back up stocks now that we got some ore coming back in. So I just puttered around and went ahead and just made all 8 of these drives. I'm probably only going to set up 5 of them or so. I think on one circuit for an ME controller, it can only have maybe 8 connections. And one of the connections is going to be, I don't know what all does it. I can't remember. I've set up one Applied Energistics 2 network once, but each of the drives will count as one. So if I set up 5 drives, that leaves me 3 other slots for things like, maybe input buses or, screens or, what have you. So I think I'll probably only end up setting up 5. I did make 2 ME terminals. I know I'll eventually need more. I can start with only 1, but again, just the way it works out. Because you use them in crafting terminals, you use them in all sorts of stuff, but as it turns out, you make these in pairs anyway. So I had the stuff, since I had 2 of those and 2 of those, I went ahead and just made 2 of them. I'm sure I'll use them up and more of them. And then the crystal growth chamber, this is an AE2 stuff. At AE2. So here's the advanced inscriber, so you can take your inscriber and add some stuff to it, a couple hoppers and some iron ingots and stuff. That's not too hard to make. I might try that upgrade, but I wanted to sort of do it the normal Applied Energistics 2 way first before doing this add-on. However, I was not as keen to grow crystals the normal Applied Energistics 2 way, so I am going to take advantage of the crystal growth chamber. So what that does is, instead of, let's see, if we go back, there are these crystal growth accelerators, and you can basically put them in a circle around like a puddle of water and dump seeds in the water and wait for things to grow. And they grow, I guess, pretty fast if you put a bunch of these accelerators around them. But it's still sort of a pain, and I don't like things just sitting in puddles. That sort of just feels messy for me. So I am going to take advantage of the crystal growth chamber. So I made one of these. And that wasn't too horrible to make. A lot of these ME drives and a lot of this stuff took a lot of iron and diamonds. So a warning about that. A lot of iron, a lot of diamonds. The diamonds came from basically each one of these things takes a diamond. And I also used a bunch of diamonds for hardened casings. So I ended up using a few dozen, maybe 36, maybe 32 diamonds or so, and a bunch of iron, and etc. So now the kinds of things I'm going to keep puttering around on is we need to start sort of digging around. We need to make storage cells. So the one time I tried this before, the recommendation sort of around the web was The different sizes here, um, as you go into different sizes, there are each storage cell can hold different types of things. So like if I have 63 different types of blocks, then I can hold that, and then the bytes used basically defines how many of that block you can have. So for here, with a 16K ME storage cell, I'm going to have 63 types, and I can hold a crap ton of bytes worth of them. However, that's sort of not. There's going to be stuff that I only have like 5, 10, 20 of, basically a stack or less. And so if I make a bunch of 16K drives, it's a ton of resources, and a lot of it will be filled up with things that are much smaller. And if you go with the 1K ME storage, then you make a huge amount of drives, and you can have a huge amount of types. However, every single stack of stone, every single stack of sand, etc., is going to take up a type, because of the you're not going to be able to hold so much in each stack. So it seemed like the consensus through the web was, or through the Google, was that 4Ks were a nice compromise between number of types and the amount of each type that you can hold. And I don't know how much that is, a few stacks maybe, several stacks maybe. But it seemed a nice compromise, and so I tested that out on my test system, and yeah, 4Ks seemed to be okay. I was able to put tons and tons of stuff in there. Basically, all of my inventory to this point in the game fit in like, maybe 3 or 4 drives with 8 4Ks in each drive. So that's what I'm going to be looking at this time. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start pumping through most of this off screen, but I'm going to start pumping through. You got to make a bunch of 1Ks, and then you use those 1Ks to make 4Ks, and you not only make the storage cell, but then you've got to make the actual storage component. So I'm going to make a couple dozen maybe, or maybe a couple dozen of the 4K storage cells and the 4K storage components that will pair up. You combine those, and then you stick them in the slots in your ME drive, and each ME drive will hold, has 8 slots. And then I've got the terminals, I've got a controller. The only other thing I'll probably really need is just, I'm not sure I have enough of the Fluix. I'll probably make some. Oh, actually, I got some as a reward, didn't I? Fluix. Well, somewhere I think I have maybe some Fluix cabling that I can use. Here it is, ME Dense Smart Cable, purple. So I think that's what I want to use. I might have to upgrade it. Let's see. I cannot type. So let's see. It comes in dense covered cable, dense smart cable, ME covered, and ME covered cable, glass cable. I think for starting out, the stuff that we got free for a reward, the ME Dense Smart Cable, is going to be perfectly fine. And I think I think that's going to be fine. So I think this purple cable is going to be great. So on the whole, it looks like we're pretty much down to making a ton of the a ton of the 4K storage things, which is going to be a lot of quartz glass, and yeah, so a lot of this stuff. So that's going to be a lot of pure certus quartz. You can purify certus quartz in the enrichment chamber, so that's good to go. Enrichment chamber. Yeah, so on the whole, I think this is not going to be too bad. It's just going to take a lot of time to chug through it all. So on the whole, that's what I'm up to, and let's take a look and see. I think my so I updated this to 5. I updated my digital miner to 5, and that seemed to be a nice compromise. If I went to 6, it started using up more RF per tick than I was comfortable with, and also the ender chest started to back up a bit. But you can see here at 5 upgrades to the digital miner, the ender chest is keeping up just fine. The only time it got backed up really was when I went out to the desert and filled the other box. I filled that box with sand and sandstone. And then, things got a little weird. But it was on a separate hopper channel than this guy, so even then, it didn't get too out of control. The only reason it really got out of control, I think, is because I needed to expand the storage capacity of my compacting drawer because I had so much sand coming in. So I'm babbling. However, I just sort of wanted to keep you guys in the loop on all this crap that I'm doing. Give you a feel for what it's taking to get the Applied Energistics up and moving. I'm going to pause right here, check our runtime. I feel like I've been babbling for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll try and do something a little more interesting and active for the second half of this episode. I am going to need considerable amount of certus quartz moving forward. I'm low on the charged certus quartz. So one of the things I might do is, I don't know if, well, let's take a look. Certus. Yeah, so Nether has charged certus quartz down below Y30. So, and really well down at 19 to bedrock. So one of the things I might do, depending on our runtime, is I haven't been back to the Nether in quite some time, but that might be a good source of certus quartz for me, the charged stuff. So I might go take a look around there. We still haven't bothered to find a fortress and get a blaze spawner from there and do that kind of stuff. So I can also do a bit of scouting around if I feel like going outside. Now that I have the laser pistol or the laser gun, that's going to be sort of a cakewalk unless I fall in lava and die horribly. So yeah, let me check on the runtime and we'll make a plan. Be right back. Okay, yeah, I've been babbling for a while. Sorry about that, but I sort of wanted to keep myself in the loop when I watch this back, a couple years from now. After I play this through, a couple years, I don't know, eventually I'm going to play something else through. Maybe something like this, except a skyblock kind of situation. And I will want to watch back through this to remember how I did things. So let's go to the Nether and just fart around for a bit. Since I've been talking so much, it might be nice to go do something else. So I use the brown magic on my gun to teleport to the Nether. And let's see, what Y are we at? We're at Y74. So let's see how far down I came when I was playing around in here before. If you didn't watch the earlier episode, I came in here just to get some manulin, some ardite, some cobalt, and just some other stuff, and just to see what we were up against. And basically I just vein minered several times, as you can probably tell by looking at the walls, or looking at the big cubes of missing netherrack. And my pick is fast enough, and I'm not fast enough, that I have to be real careful when I'm vein mining, not to destroy huge swaths of of netherrack, and that's why there's all this. In fact, I better go see if I have more stone up here. No, I don't. I'm going to go grab some more stone because I am a danger to myself and others when I am vein mining in the nether. Whatever ore I'm on breaks, and then I like very quickly vein mines the netherrack behind it, and next thing you know, I am in danger. All right, so what was I up here for? Oh, I was going to grab some stone, and I'll just grab some of this. I'll teleport back. And let's see, now we're at Y54. We got quite a ways to go down. So I'm just going to start blowing up my... Hey, look, lava. So now you can see why I'm standing on stone. If I get all carried away here, it's real easy to cause all sorts of problems. Let's see, what's the easiest way to get down there? One thing I seem to never use is I never use this, I have an air charm, right? Yeah. That makes me nervous. So now I'm walking on air, I'm hitting shift to descend. And now I'm going to turn it off so I don't use it all up. I think it's sort of nice. It's one of those things where I'm the same way with potions. I have a tendency to go, oh, that's a nice potion. I don't want to use it up and not have it anymore. So then I never use it. I tend to be the same way with charms and whatnot. The cyclic fire charm has really helped out with dragons, and the cyclic antidote charm really helped out with cave spiders. Whoa, careful, careful. That's the other reason I wanted to come down here is, of course, I'm going to need lots of certus quartz and nether quartz as well. That's what I meant to say, nether quartz. So it's good to pick up more nether quartz. Whoa! And there's me overshooting with the vein miner again. Hello, boys. Ooh, fire bats. Do not like fire bats. But unlike the first time I came to the nether, I am armed and dangerous this time. Pew, pew, pew. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and continue my path here. Whoa, whoa. This will really get dangerous and ugly when I have block reach. I just haven't gotten around to getting myself a decent chest to put it on. Decent chest armor to put it on. I need to do that. That reminds me. But yeah, when I get to a round of that, it's going to make things even more dangerous because I'll have the ability to vein mine from, like, I could vein mine that wall from back here. So that's going to be a little chaotic. Bada bing. Ooh, and I'm hungry. And there are more organized ways to do this, but I'm sort of just enjoy the fun of vein mining the crap out of stuff. And of course I could also bring the digital miner over here, but I don't have dimensional power, so I'd have to bring some sort of power supply with it. Oh, hey boys, there's more people out here. Die, pigmen. Pew, 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 pew. Love the laser gun. Alrighty. Alright. Making a real mess. A genuine mess. I also wouldn't mind killing a damn ghast now that I have a laser pistol. They're easy to kill with the laser pistol. Let's see if I can reach the lava here. Plug that hole. I'm making a mess out of that. I may have hit a bit of a lake here. Alright, whatever. Not going to worry about it too much. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this nickel. Alrighty, let's see, we're at Y41 and we have lava dripping on us. Well, maybe I should do this in a more organized fashion, actually dig a passage down. So tell you what, I'm going to go back to my base and I'm going to dig a nice organized spiral staircase down to bedrock from my base, because this is a little bit messier than I had hoped. And then next time we'll try and get a little bit of certus quartz. I might just do some mining of some certus quartz on my own, charge certus quartz if I can find a bunch. I also wouldn't mind finding some emeralds down there. I think there's emerald ore in the nether rack. So when I was farting around with this before, in the Y20 something to Y11 range, there seemed to be a decent amount of emerald, quite decent amount of emerald. So I might try and get myself some of that too. So anyway, that's probably enough for this time. Maybe I'll just run out here and see if that ghast is close enough that I can kick the snot out of it, just because. Because I got a laser gun now, and y'all best beware. So I haven't really looked around much here. We sort of ran out, got shot by a bunch of blazes and gas, and then said screw that, and then dug a hole. And so this is sort of my first time in this run through that I'm sort of out looking around. And that's important because we do at some point really need to find another fortress and grab ourselves a blaze spawner. Not seeing anything that looks like it from here. For those of you that are into farming, this flesh area here that has a different color, that block, those are big bones, ribs coming up out of them. So again, if you need a bunch of bone blocks, there's a big old thing of bone blocks over there as well, some sort of skull or something in the lava. So if you find yourself needing a bunch of fertilizer or anything like that, that is around. I'm not seeing anything that looks like a fortress here. Let me see if I can see any straight lines. Whenever I see like straight lines of passages or whatnot, I know I'm probably close. I'll tell you what, I already got my glider out. Let's go ahead and do some action here. Let's get adventuresome. You guys are probably sick of me always pussyfooting around, so... And I think we shot him. Nope, he's still there. Come here, you. The nice thing is with Global Traveler on your laser pistol, makes it pretty easy to get the gas tiers. I'm going to run out on this stuff. I don't know what it is. Some sort of ash, but where'd he go? Where is he? There you are. Get over here, you. Die. So now I don't have to chase after that and try and find out where the gas tier fell. Hopefully I will have one of those in my charts, in my chest now that this is attached to. Hey, there's my pillbox way over there. Cool. I think that's one thing I haven't done is I haven't set up a waypoint on the map to tell me where my pillbox is, but I can see it. Yeah, I see it. Still not seeing much in the way of another fortress here, but let's fly around a bit. Bat. Die, bat. I don't have any, what is it, magma cream or whatever these blaze thingies drop. So I may as well come over here and shoot some of these guys. So I haven't 100% figured it out, but I think the pigmen pretty much ignore you unless you break blocks. So as soon as you start mining stuff without silk touch, and some stuff maybe even with silk touch, die, blaze. They'll get angry and charge you. One thing that is nice about the new Biomes O'Plenty is is that the blazes spawn other than just at the Nether fortress. From the old vanilla days, I don't think they really did much spawning other than at the fortresses. So you were sort of at the mercy of finding a fortress and finding a spawner to get your blaze rods. But now, even if I can't find a fortress real easy, at least I can hunt down the random spawns of blazes that are happening around me. But now I'm in the mood, so I'm just going to keep wandering around a bit and see if I can find us a fortress somewhere. Ooh, a compressed blaze. Yes, please. That ought to give me a blaze rod or two. Take a look through here. Oh, Nether fortress, where might you be? When I was doing a trial run of this mod pack before starting this playthrough, there were new monsters in here that I was not familiar with. I think they're called the wraiths and the ghost monsters, but they mimic other things. So I was hearing a villager go, and I was like, what the hell? There's a villager in here? And then I was hearing things like chickens and cows, and it took me a while to realize it was the damn wraiths that were making all those noises. Magma cubes. Yeah, but just like I tend to be slow about using charms, I tend to be pretty slow about using potions, so I don't set up my brewing stand until I sort of need to for other things usually. Yeah, might as well pick up some glowstone while I'm here. See, that didn't annoy them. I guess because I have silk touch. Yeah, so I've gone from looking to charge certus quartz to looking for another fortress. So, you know, whatever. Scope creep. That's what we call it in my business. So I'm just sort of running around, let the map update, grab some glowstone, and then we'll check out the map and see if there's anything that looks like another fortress anywhere around. So that maybe might be something. Some straight lines over there. Usually the nether fortresses are long, thin lines. But let's do a 180 and keep going that direction. See what's over there. Do I have a blaze for shooting at me? Yes, I do. Sneaky little bagger. Bats. These things are a pain to hit. Yeah, buddy, I just shot you through a wall. Deal with it. I got a laser gun. You don't. So the couple times I went to the Nether and again when I was testing this mod pack to see if I wanted to do this, it does not take anywhere near this long to find a Nether fortress. They seem pretty thick and heavy, sort of like the villages in the overworld. I've wandered back to my place. Alright, well, there you have it. Well, I'm probably way over time, way over my, whoa, what the heck? I'm probably way over my runtime. I might just go ahead and upload it anyway. I'm not going to do anything exciting, so if you're following along at home to see all the exciting things I do, although I don't know, for some people I think running around the Nether is exciting, and for some it's not. Everybody sort of wants to see different things. Some people get really bored when I'm just running around crafting. Some people are going to get bored when I'm not making progress in the pack. So I guess it's good to do a variety of things. This flesh is sort of gruesome. So one of the machines, maybe it's I forget which one it is, but there's a machine that allows you to centrifuge this flesh into a bunch of raw meat, which might be good for, like, I think there's a culinary power generator that you can feed food to. So you can easily get tons of this meat if you want to, obviously, as I'm walking around on vast amounts of it. I don't know how much soul sand I've got. I think I've probably got plenty. But, yeah, I think I've got plenty. I can always pick some up later if I need some. That's another thing I need to do here is I need to find some nether wart and start a nether wart farm, because eventually I will need nether wart for something. Even though I don't like to just casually suck down potions like crazy. Eventually, aha, that's another fortress over there. Yeah, I see it. Get to the fortress. Alright, so we found one. Now the question is, do I want to go over there now, or do I want to save that for a future episode? I've definitely gone way long, so I think I'm going to save that for the future. Let me just try and figure out where I am and where I am in relation to my stuff. So whatever's going on, I am north. Get this guy real quick. The other cool thing, as you can see here, is that the laser will actually knock his bombs back at him. There's actually an achievement for hitting him with his own thing and killing him with his own thing. Although right now I would settle for just killing him. Need a bit more range on this bad boy. Hey! Well, there you go. Return to sender. That's some sort of challenge that I just completed. Don't even know what those are, but I'll take it. So that seems like a good place to end on. Let me go ahead and use Brown Traveler to head back there. And then we're gonna... Alright, so that's the sea, so I know that I'm going to go ahead and remember to put a waypoint here. And I'm going to call this pillbox. And so I know that Nether fortress is across this river of, or lake of lava. Somewhere up in this area. So next time I come back here, when I decide I need a blaze spawner and some wither bits, I will just head north and we will whoop some of that stuff. Before I end this video, which is going too long, but what the hey, let's go ahead and see what we got. From all that shooting of things with the pew pew laser. Alright, so we got 17 gold nuggets, some sulfur, a couple of golden swords, 4 gas tiers, 7 magma cream, and 41 blaze rods. Not too bad. So that's a healthy little haul, considering we needed to run around and do some exploring and find another fortress anyway. That's a nice little haul for that. From my just target practice with my pistol to try and get it up enough levels to make it unbreaking, I acquired a lot of this damn armor. Not quite sure what to do with it. I think I can recycle it in the arc furnace if I make one. I think I'm supposed to keep sets of it because eventually in game I need to use sets of it to make some in-game armor. So I'm not exactly sure what to do with that yet, but hopefully I will get some storage going, and then I won't feel so bad about just throwing it in there. I have a tendency to overmake storage in my computerized inventory network. So I should have plenty of room to just throw tons of it in there until I figure out what to do with it. And then I can go searching for. I still haven't gotten around to finding my flux-infused helmet and chest plate. And I need to do that eventually. Alright. So I'm guessing that we're probably about done with... Oh, no. Well, we're taking stuff out. I'm not sure we're putting stuff in. It is backed up a bit. Oh, I bet it backed up because of something I was doing with netherrack. So yeah, I think two boxes together, two hoppers together, going into the ME controller might be slowing things down a bit. That's okay. We can quickly help that out by doing a little manual entry here. The reason I care is I want to make sure that I want to see if my miner is stopped. And if it has, I'm going to go out there and set it up someplace else. And I think it has. Yep, I think it has. So let's go ahead and run out there. Yes. So we finished mining, and that was highly profitable. I liked it. So yeah, this is where I'm going to stop. We had some fun in the Nether. I showed you what I was doing to get Applied Energistics up and going. And next time, I'm going to get this situated somewhere else in between episodes. And next time, maybe we'll go visit that Nether fortress. Because you guys don't want to stand and watch, or you guys don't want to watch me do a bunch of making of Applied Energistics components, because that gets really boring really quick. All right, so this is me signing off. Until next time, bye.